Okay, so I have two things to do in this video. One, well, this is the pretty obvious one. Happy birthday to my channel! Yeah. Yeah. And then obviously, two, the one that, well, probably clicked on this video for, unless you're just someone who watches all of my videos. In which, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, so, now, according to the comments on the last video, I couldn't get the poll to work, but please, forgive me. You guys all wanted to see, well, one person out of the 14 subscribers that I have now. Screw you, Brian. Not Bryce. Brian. Well, wanted to see Zelda timeline theory. So, here it is. So, some of you might have heard it before. And from what I've heard, most people have been avoiding this theory for one main reason. They can't explain it. So, as you know, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, if you've watched basically any videos about it, probably the timeline theories, which is a very controversial topic. I mean, there's references to the child timeline in the DLC pack, and one reference in the main game. Well, at least one reference that I've found. In the main game, there's tons and tons of references to the Downfall timeline. And then in the DLC pack, there is one reference to the adult timeline. Mainly to Zelda and the train. I mean, that's not the actual name. I don't remember the actual name. But it's the one with the trains. Whatever it's called. I think it's called the Phantom Tracks or something like that. In the form of the Phantom Armor. The armor that Zelda, after dying, yes, Zelda dies in that game, kind of possesses. It's kind of strange. Then again, the entire game is strange. So, yeah. So then, with all of that stuff, well, what timeline could it be in? There's an even amount for both the child and Downfall timeline, so could it be? And real quick, sorry for this light. I don't really have a recording set up for live action things. So you probably know what I'm talking about now. My theory is that Breath of the Wild takes place in the merged timeline. Not as in, like, what's it called? The start of the timeline. Not those games. Not before Ocarina of Time. It's after It's after all of the timelines. My proposal is that all of the timelines after the ending of each game merged into one. The reason why most YouTubers have been avoiding this is because they don't have a way to explain how that would work. But there is a YouTuber that I know. I watched one of his videos once. I don't remember who he is. I think I know who he is, but yeah. And he kind of proved what Link's Triforce power is. The power of quantum physics. Alternatively, the many worlds theory. So basically, that YouTuber's proposal is that Link is able to go into a different world where he didn't make a bad choice, like jumping off of a cliff. You know, when you walk over off a cliff, jump in, all of a sudden you're back on the cliff, and you have all of your stuff, but you've lost a heart. So this YouTuber proposed that the losing heart is because it kind of hurts him a bit to go from one world to another, and then the ability to be back on the cliff is because it's in a different timeline where he didn't jump off the cliff. He didn't try to commit suicide. All that. Sounds pretty valid, right? I mean, makes sense. Whenever you die, but you don't actually die, you go back to the safest spot that you were. Doesn't really make sense if you don't have an explanation for it. And everyone's overlooked that. Now, there's another YouTuber that I've watched. He talked about how the malice is basically completely corrupting every single thing. His YouTuber name is Nintendo Black Crisis. I don't know him personally. And he said, in part of his malice video, that this probably takes place towards the end of the timeline. He didn't specify which, and then when he decided to do a timeline video, he didn't really mention it. Now, my proposal is that since Link is able to keep every single thing in his inventory when he falls off a cliff, then what if the Triforce somehow got an exhilaration of power, and a whole bunch of Links used it at the same time or something, respectively in their timelines. Semi-nerd pun. And so then the timelines somehow, well, basically, they each tried traveling to a different world, but in the process accidentally brought their entire world into a certain universe. And then all of those universes kind of merged, and all of the planets kind of merged, and then, yeah. It's a bit complex, but if you understand me, then good, you have exactly the right knowledge that I am thinking of. I'll try to figure out what video it is about the quantum physics or whatever, and I'll link it in the description. I'll link Nintendo Black Crisis's video about the malice, and then, yeah. So, I think I figured it out. I know this isn't in response to Matt Pat's video. I don't really care what he thinks. I just, wanted to announce it, and you guys down there in the comments, tell me, do you think that it's right, or is it wrong? Also, down there in the description, please, check out my Twitter. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter, at MegaTNTman, my old YouTuber name. Yeah. And my actual name in Twitter now is Periodic Science, and it has my logo, so that's how you know you're at the right place. And then, yeah, also, subscribe, hit the bell, even though I have a schedule that I'm gonna try to keep, and I don't know, I'm probably gonna be uploading a video, like, later this week, even though I already uploaded one this week, because I have a project for school that involves science, and I said that I was going to do a science video every start of the month, and then I didn't because I was going to do this video, so, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, that's my theory. Please subscribe, hit the bell, all that stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Well, rather, you'll see me. I don't have some high-tech thing that allows me to see through your camera into your room where you are watching this video. I don't have that ability, which is good. that would be creepy. Why do I do these things? Anyway, yeah. Bye!